Hi everyone, Melissa here with Create Your Future. In today's video, I want to talk about what is everyone as you pushed out and how can I prove it to myself. Um, when I first started learning about LOA, this was one of the hardest concepts for me to get. I could not really, I couldn't really relate to it. It didn't make much sense to me. I just wasn't putting all the pieces together. But once I finally did get it, it just was like a big aha moment for me. So if you are confused about everyone as you pushed out and want to know how you can prove it to yourself, I think this video will really help. So I want to start with one of my favorite Neville quotes. This one really helps to explain everyone as you pushed out. And he says, if we remember another as we have known him, we recreate him in that image, and the past will be recognized in the present. So what that's really saying is, if you keep thinking about someone the same way and assuming the same assumptions about them, they're going to keep showing up that way for you over and over and over and over again in your reality. But if you start to change the way you think about someone and your assumptions about them, then the way they show up for you is going to change. A good example of this would be, let's say your brother really doesn't like to eat beans. Okay, so your whole life you've only known that your brother just despises beans. Well, because you have known that your whole life, that's what always happens. But if you start to decide, oh my gosh, my brother totally loves beans, it's like his favorite food, and you start really assuming that, and every time you think about the fact that your brother doesn't like beans, you change your mind and decide, no, that's his favorite fruit. What am I talking about? He's always loved beans. Once your subconscious mind accepts that new assumption, you're going to notice your brother is going to start eating a whole lot of beans and he's going to like them. He'll probably tell you how much he likes them. You will see evidence of the fact that he now likes beans in your reality because he is you pushed out. You are getting the version of him that you assume is true. This can be true for relationships as well. I mean, this applies to everyone in your life. Bosses, family, friends, neighbors, you name it. Okay? It applies to everyone. So, and a good example would be for a neighbor. If you have the assumption that your neighbor is super nosy and always up in your business, guess what? That's the version of your neighbor that's going to show up in your reality. And it, in any way that it can possibly show up, it's going to show up. Maybe you catch them going through your mail. Maybe you catch them peeking in your window. Maybe you catch them gossiping about you and, watching watching when you park your car. They're going to be super nosy because that is the belief you hold about that person. However, if you change that belief, they are going to show up based on your new belief. They're going to show up differently for you. And you can start now. It doesn't take weeks and months and years to change somebody. It can happen super fast. You just have to start now. And this is where we talk about mental diet. And this is why affirmations are so awesome, because you pick something that you don't like or that you wish to change about someone else. You start affirming the opposite or start affirming what equals the new truth that you want to embody about them. And pretty soon, guess what? That's the version of them that's going to show up. So you can start to affirm, my neighbor doesn't care what I'm doing. He's so involved in his own life. He has no interest in mine. He keeps to himself. He's got other things to worry about. However it feels good to you to change that assumption, do it. And I promise you, if you keep doing that every time you think of that person, they are going to change. The version of them that you get is going to be different. It's going to mirror whatever you're assuming about them within. So that's why we always talk about, don't try to change what the reflection in the mirror. Try to change you instead, because if you try to change just what you're seeing physically, it's not going to work, because you're still going to have that assumption in your mind about that person. Your beliefs about them are still going to be the same. So your efforts in the external are going to produce no results that you don't want. So we always say, don't fight against your current reality. Just acknowledge it, and then that's how you know that's what you want to change. So everyone as you pushed out is really just saying, whatever you believe about somebody is going to be the version of them that you get, the version of them that shows up in your life. So change your assumptions if you don't like how somebody's showing up, and maybe sometimes there's too much about somebody that you don't like, and it just feels like too much work to change them, and that's okay too. You can keep having the same version of somebody, even if you don't like it. That's the beauty of being able to create your own reality. Everything is your choice. You get to decide. So I hope this helps. I know this is a topic that can be so confusing, and there's lots of videos about it, but what really helped me was just knowing it's not that I'm controlling other people. It's that the version of them that shows up in my life is whatever my assumptions are about them. Is based on whatever my assumptions are about them. So start to change your assumptions about people and watch them change in your life. It's really fun and really cool. You can just do a little experiment. Pick somebody that you're not super invested in emotionally, so it doesn't feel like so hard to change them, and pick a little thing that you want to see be different about them, and just start intending that, start affirming that new belief, and they will start to show up differently. And it'll be so fun when it finally pictures in your reality. So I hope this video helped you. And if you are still having questions about everyone as you pushed out, or would like help manifesting anything in your life, or just are stuck figuring out what story you're telling about something, I would love to help you and work with you and meet you. So if you are interested in coaching, you can find the link in the description of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.